In Brooklyn Bridge Park, She-Hulk's mimic angrily stares at Captain America and yells, "Come on then, Captain America." Captain America, equally angry, throws her shield toward the mimic, shouting, "You may look like She-Hulk, but you're nothing like my friend." The shield hits the mimic, and she falls to the ground, but it doesn't hurt her. Furious, she punches Captain America with a powerful blow, saying, "No, but I can punch like her." Captain gets thrown back and falls, and at that moment Rogue arrives and asks, "Cap, you okay?" Meanwhile, Storm makes her entrance, using her powers to try and stop the mimic while saying, "You forget me already, mimic." Black Panther joins the fight, and Storm, still using her full powers, yells, "Let me remind you!" At the same time, the real She-Hulk arrives, storming toward her mimic in anger. She tells the Avengers to step aside as she advances toward the mimic, shouting, "Move! Hulk! Smash! Hulk!" As She-Hulk jumps into the air, ready to attack with full force, Black Panther warns from behind, "Careful, She-Hulk! It'll match your strength!" She-Hulk clenches her fist and, filled with rage, responds, "Let's see it try." She-Hulk crashes into her mimic with a full-force leap, and they both slam into the ground. Suddenly, Black Panther's own mimic shows up, and Storm quickly warns him, "T'Challa, watch your back." Black Panther turns around to face his mimic and calmly says, "No surprise to me. This thing couldn't be more predictable." In no time, the mimics of all the Avengers arrive, and each hero starts battling their own mimic. Storm, flying in the air and trying her best to stop the mimics with her powers, says, "There's a mimic for each of them. It's getting stronger." She then glances toward the helicopter and murmurs, "I hope whatever the Dora Milaje are doing works, and soon." Meanwhile, in Wakanda, the Dora Milaje are working to stop the mimics with Nakia's help. It was Nakia who caused this mess, but now she's on the right side, helping the Dora Milaje. Nakia's own mimic grabs her by the throat and says, "No, I'm free." Malice dies. One of the Dora Milaje members shouts to Nakia, "Make it hear you, Nakia. Focus." Nakia's mimic repeats, "I'm free." Nakia pleads with her, "Please end this." The mimic doesn't listen, and the Dora Milaje scream from behind, "Talk to it, Nakia. You can do this." Nakia grabs her mimic's hand and tries to explain, I take back my poison. It was mine first. You can be truly free." Nakia hugs her mimic, saying, "You can let it go." As she speaks, Nakia's mimic begins to disintegrate. Nakia, shocked, says, I did it. All that pain and anger, all those years of hating the Doras and T'Challa, they're gone. But I still feel the Hufero herb, its sickness inside me. Okoye, I don't think I'm going to make it. Tell my king. Tell him." Nakia starts to lose consciousness and collapses. As she falls, the Dora Milaje rush to catch her before she hits the ground. Back in Brooklyn, She-Hulk's mimic roars loudly as the Avengers stand before her. Storm, observing the scene, remarks, "My God, this is the most uncreative villain we've ever fought." Rogue adds with a smirk, "Imitation is the greatest form of flattery, I guess." At that moment, the mimics of all the Avengers begin disintegrating as well. Rogue, noticing this, says to Captain, "They're disintegrating." "Well, that just dills my pickle. This fight was just starting to get interesting," Captain replies. "I'm fine with it." Storm says, "Okoye and the others, they must have succeeded." Black Panther, kneeling by the ashes, adds, "The Dora Milaje always do." Just then, Spider-Man swings into the scene, surveying the aftermath in disbelief. "Holy cow, what happened here?" he asks, surprised. He then starts explaining, "I just got back from this crazy abandoned AIM facility. The cops were so late. Did I miss something good?" Rogue, with her hand on her head, sighs, "Oh, honey," while She-Hulk simply smiles.